Alright, it's coming into game number 3 of this best of 7 team Pro League format. Ooh, big slip up here from TGkewlbeans representing BoRnGo down 2 games coming into this set. And you WotM8's Vendetta representing Team Bearsloths. Apparently he's the ringer for this diamond match. Calling in the big guns to finish him off. Team Bearsloths just like, hey guys, we need to get somebody from WotM8 to come in here and just finish this off. So that's what they're doing. Starting, I saw this wall off here. TGkewlbeans, after his big snafu at the beginning, rallying his workers. Is he going to be able to recover from that? Not likely. So I think we can already go ahead and adjust this score. We're going to make it 3-0. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so silly. Anywhooms, we've got expansion coming up here from Vendetta, and going hatch first. Hatch, gas, pool. It's just about as greedy as you can be without going 3 hatch before pool. Because you're prioritizing economy, then you're prioritizing tech, and then you're like, maybe I'll get some units behind all this. And it looks like we're going to see an expansion up on the high ground here. He's going to try to put it far enough away so that if a link comes running up the ramp, he's not going to be able to see it. And again, I'm excited because this is Diamond League. So the other games we casted were like, you know, a Gold League and Platinum League. And Platinum League's not bad, but you still don't get to see the thrills. Like in Diamond League, you actually start to see some development of the way the game's supposed to be played, I feel like. And I mean, yeah, you know, other people might feel differently, but I feel like that's the point where you can kind of get away. You start harassing, you start doing a little bit of more multitasking, multi-pronged drops, that kind of stuff. Kind of get more of a feel for how the game is supposed to be played out, instead of just, you know, you're comfortable with macro, so you're able to start focusing on other things, which is nice. That's nice. It's a nice feeling. This SCV gonna scout in the correct direction, so both players getting pretty lucky with their scouts there. Vendetta's Overlord flew in the right direction to start. SCV goes in the right direction to start. These Zerglings gonna kill the SCV, chasing him down. The SCV doesn't care. He's gonna run on creep. He doesn't get a speed boost from creep though, but the Zerglings do, so they take him out. We've now got 12 Zerglings on the map, I believe. 10. 10 Zerglings. And they're gonna stream across the map. Not sure where these ones were going. Oh, he's gonna scout for that third there. These Zerglings gonna see if there's a third down here. Not gonna play no games. Which I think TGkewlbeans is gonna be taking this third. This third's ballsy because then the Zerg just knocks down these rocks, then they have access to your whole base. Bad things start to happen. At least here is kind of away from your opponent. Actually, I don't know. Depends how he wants to play, I guess. If he wants to be aggressive and he's using like siege tanks and liberators, I suppose this is the way to go. Knock down those rocks, easy access to your opponent. Be a killer. Killer for Rilla Manila Dill another call. And the Zerg going to try to run by there, but nice lift on the supply depot, and the Zerg is get taken out without doing a lot of anything other than scouting. There are a couple of Hellions out on the field. Hellions going to drive across there. We've got this Zergling running around trying to find any hidden bases. Good to do because versus Terran, I like to hide bases. And if you play against me, I hope you don't watch my cast too. The odds of that happening are pretty slim with my like 7-person viewer base, but you never know. I mean, CMSFI only has 20 viewers, and they're all stream snipers apparently, so GM stream snipers nonetheless. So I suppose if my luck was like his, that's what happened. And he does take out that creep tumor. Nice to do. If you can do it, you do it. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. And scan going down to try to see what his opponent's doing. He sees the Roach Warren. He doesn't see anything that would suggest like lurkers or fast mutas or whatever. So he's gonna just throw down more racks. Just racks on racks on racks. In position at the top of this ramp, try to stop any Hellions from running by. He's gonna play a little bit defensively right now. The Hellions, they're not very tanky, but if they get into your base, it's kind of like having a Zergling run by. You know, Zerglings running into a wall, not scary. Zerglings running into your mineral line, scary. Excuse me. And I mean, Vendetta's doing a great job of keeping some map awareness. I can kind of see why Bearsloths called them in as their ringer here, because this is like Masters League soon to be here. Nice positioning with that WotM8. He's not keeping track of these rocks, so if these rocks get taken down and the Zerg tries to run in from this side, WotM8's gonna be like, hey, what's up, pals? Boom, you're all dead. Getting some upgrades, level 1 weapons coming down here. Now Terran player should be a little bit comfortable. He's a base down. That's not terrible for Terran. You know, versus Zerg, you expect to be a base down, but you can't let that happen. In Legacy of the Void, you can't let that go on for too long. You gotta take your base eventually behind them. It's not like in Heart of the Swarm, Wings of Liberty, where you could just kind of hang out on one less base all the time versus Zerg. Zerg has a few more cost-effective units. We've got Ravagers, we've got Lurkers, so they can be a little bit more cost-effective. They take into Broodlords and Ultralisk a lot quicker now. You know, you're seeing some people go like 3 base Ultralisk, and it's really hard for Terran to punish it because Ultralisk is pretty good. Here we go, Hellbat's leading the charge here. This is a pretty strong push. Scans and sees that there's quite a formidable army, but the siege tank can really do work, especially with these Hellbats buffering for him. We've got 1 medevac to do the healing, so he's got to be careful with that. And the Roach is feeling comfortable. Nice concave there. He's going to try to push forward, and the Marines stutter stepping backwards, and it looks like the Terran force is getting pushed back big time here. He does pick up the tank, and he's going to be able to say that. Nice stutter step there from the Marines. They're going to stim to escape. More units streaming out because that's the way Terran works, so he's going to have a couple more units to reinforce. Vendetta knows that, though. He's not going to extend past the creep. Doesn't want to get these Roaches stuck where their speed can't save them should they have to disengage. Nice creep spread there. Going to be reaching TGkewlbeans' base here in just a second. Got Liberators coming out now. Liberators pretty good against Roaches because the Roaches can't shoot up, but we do have Zerg missile attacks coming up. And I would expect to see a Hydralisk in, or at least a bunch of Ravagers come out here in a second. Because Liberators are a very common threat. It's not like surprise you didn't know about Liberators. Nice drop coming in here from TGkewlbeans, and he's going to try to drop behind this mineral line here. He's going to start focusing down a couple of drones. And Zerg force is getting pulled back here. He does manage to pick off, I think, 1 drone there. Loads him back up. Yes, he's killed 2 drones total, so I imagine there was 1 killed there, maybe 2. Siege tank's positioning on creep here. He's going to start clearing up some creep tumors. Good to stop that creep spread, even if he doesn't do any army damage here. It's good to be stopping this, but he does need to take an expansion behind it, unless he's going to just try to end the game on 2 bases. Which looks like Vendetta's set for that, though. I mean, a lot of Zergs don't sim city, but this guy sim cities, and this guy sim cities well. Siege tanks leapfrogging up. Nice preemptive corrosive battles going down there, just barely missing that Liberator. And the Zerg is just going to try to stream through these liberation zones, and it looks like he has enough to do so. But he does get scared and backs off. This Liberator has done quite a bit of work. 4 kills, a lot of damage. Oh, he's pulling on back because of this drop. You can tell I don't do well against Terran drops. I can't even see it when I'm just casting, but that drop does get taken out. Hail Mary corrosive battle almost hits it, but the Queen finishes it off anyway. And Terran going to push back up with his main force here. He's going to want to get this liberation zone up very, very quickly. Here come the Zerg forces. He's going to be able to not take out that Queen. Siege tank in good position, but it is low. We've got a couple more siege tanks sieging up. Nice spread on these, and he's going to really rely on these siege tanks to do a lot of damage. The Liberator gets taken out, so that big choke point now is no more. Nice corrosive battles going down there. Nice pick up on that tank, saving it barely with just a little bit of health. And 2 of these siege tanks are going to live for now. We don't see any more bases coming up for the Terran player, so I feel like he's in a very bad position. At this point, the Zerg player is just going to start powering up, and this is a scary place to be. TGkewlbeans was really relying on having an army that was not the Zerg player was not able to engage, and he was just going to kind of like starve him out, keep him pressured, and then behind that he can expand or build more army or whatever he wants to do. But instead, his army count keeps getting reset, and you really can't do that versus Zerg because Zerg thrives on constant reset of army counts. They can trade out, lose all their units, remax on whatever they want. Terran, however, their production facilities dictate what their composition is going to be, so he can't be losing those expensive units. He has done a pretty good job of keeping his tanks alive, but his Liberators keep going down. His Marines, medevacs, a lot of those have been taken out as well. Vendetta getting in a good position there. He's going to try to catch these siege tanks out of position, and it looks like he will. There we go. 2 of these siege tanks out of position completely. Nice liberation zones, but only 1 tank is going to be in the correct position. Nice pickup there. Going to save that tank for now. Kurosawa's coming down and going to take out this Liberator. Now it's just a handful of Marines versus 1 tank and 1 Liberator, and the Liberator not even firing at anything, and it looks like it's going to get taken out as well. This siege tank gets taken out, and we're down to 4 Marines for the Terran's entire army. He's going to try to take this forward third. But really, his big money units have all been taken out. We've got 1 siege tank, 2 Liberators in the back. But you really want about like 7 Liberators or so. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on the composition. But 2 Liberators just really doesn't give that firepower, that intimidation factor that you need to set up when you're playing Terran in this style. Scans going down to see the Zerg army. And nice Liberator harass here. Gonna take out a couple of drones. Kurosawa gonna try to take this out, and there we go. It actually does hit that. And it is gone, and meanwhile, Terran army gonna push us up. He does take that out right before the research finishes. Will he get this other one? No, the research finishes just in time there, so we have the Zerg up to 2-1. Terran army at 0-0 for everything. 0-1 for the siege tank. I think you actually want the siege tank's a big heavy hitter, but the upgrades to Marines I feel like pay off a little bit more. Backing up the siege tank, the Liberators are now in liberation mode. The Ravagers actually getting taken out, so there's not a lot to contest these Liberators, but there's not a lot on the ground for the Zerg or for the Terran army either. But these Liberators are alive and they're doing a lot of work there. He's gonna liberation zone up over top of these Ravagers that are morphing in. More Ravagers coming across the map here. He's able to take out a couple of Ravagers before they're even able to do anything. More liberation zones coming up, and this is where the Liberators get a little more intimidating now that he has 4 up. He can set up either he can overlap and get some really heavy hitting zones, or he can spread them out and cover wider areas. But big Kurosawa's coming down there, taking out another Liberator, so we're back down to 2 now. 1 siege tank underneath. And Vendetta's army actually surprisingly small at this point, but he's got the Queens transfusing to try to focus down these Liberators, but they both get taken out. Both the Queens, that is, and the Liberator is now liberating up again. Now only 3 Ravagers. He needs to keep these alive to take out this Liberator, but he's not going to. He's going to get taken out. He's going to rely on this Remax. He's got 4 Roaches and 6 Zerglings coming out. That should be enough to clean this up, and he's going to push this back once again. But he's actually now, because of this harass that TGkewlbeans has been doing, he's because this harass that he's been doing, he's knocked this worker count actually lower for the Zerg player. He's getting up his expansions. He's starting to win these fights in the middle of the map, and now suddenly this ringer from WotM8 gonna have to tap out. Nice. So there we go. BoRnGo not going out so easily. Gonna come back in, and we're now 2-1 Vendetta. Not able to secure a win there. Probably not gonna be asked to ring again for Bearsloths, but we'll see what happens in the next game, which will be going back to Gold League.